Alright, so we just got done watching Sailor Moon Season 3, Episode 4.
This episode is called Usagi's Idol, The Graceful Genius Michiru.
Who's Michiru?
That is Sailor Neptune.
Right, because she's a Renaissance woman.
Yeah, so Usagi, she goes to see, she makes shitty burnt cookies for Memoro. He can hardly swallow them. She's all bummed, like, I gotta get better at doing things for Memoro. She bumps into Sailor Uranus and Neptune in their human form and sees that Neptune is playing the violin and she's very good at it. And then Uranus is throwing a lemon and throws it on her violin and she's sort of juggling the lemon while playing.
Yeah.
And Sailor Moon is like, I gotta get better at shit to make Memoro actually like me.
Yeah, part of it was like he had all these like crazy like college books open in his apartment earlier. And
one thing I was thinking,
like, wow, I'm not good at any of this shit, you know. One
thing I was thinking is that I'm getting really tired of her being feeling like she's not good enough and has to do stuff for.
Yeah, it's been what are we at, 97 episodes?
Yeah, but then again, I remember that she's actually a child, so it's why she acts so immature. So I guess that makes sense. One thing this was a very lame episode. Didn't like.
Yeah, this was not. This was
this was not it, Chef.
There was some stuff like to get to it. Yeah, drink it. It's 3% beer.
Oh,
it's table beer they call it.
We got our Renaissance women on the can.
Yeah.
They don't look like they really do anything Renaissance-esque, but they just look like
we're doxing ourselves by showing you that can.
Yeah, we're from Nanaimo, BC.
Yeah, we're in
Nanaimo. One thing I liked that Haruka said that while talking to Sailor Michiru, while talking to Sailor Neptune before Usagi came, is that they have to find the talismans to create the whole world.
There's some world building, lore developing for the season setup, for sure.
Ooh, man, that is fruity.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's light.
One thing I do like that she said.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is. Drinking beer out of the glass is a lot.
It's way, especially.
Yeah, I like beer like that.
Like you don't want to drink Bud Light out of the glass.
One thing I did like that she said was, so they have to find the talisman, and removing the talisman from the person who's like infected with it or whatever will kill the person. But it doesn't matter. That's
what they have to do.
That's what we have to do.
It's also established that there's 3 talismans.
Yeah, they said that like saving the world requires sacrifices, and I like that they're not really fucking around with good and bad. It's like the means justify the end, and it's cool. It's very different from the sailors who are too wholesome per se. However, I have a sneaking suspicion based on the ending of this episode that they're gonna learn that the means don't justify the end, and they're going to be indoctrinated by pure love and goodness.
Probably, yeah. But they're not like portrayed as evil, you know?
No, they're not evil. It's just like they're the hardest and most edgy of the sailors we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Where the other sailors like, oh, they're so rude. They only care about solving problems, not love and friendship.
I gotta say, I like that this season's like. I think I said this before, but I want to stress it more. The Freak of the Week trope is that what they use is they have objects, a different object in each episode that is like where the demon comes from.
Yeah.
You know, but then the person who like touches that object is the person who's pure of heart. Weirdly, in the case of this episode, it was just a guy playing violin on the stage.
Who doesn't even, like, he didn't have a name. He didn't even say a word or anything.
No. It was like the last episode was the mechanic was the pure guy, pure of heart. The episode before that was the cat girl.
Oh, wow, we're on the big boys.
We're on the big screen, yeah, we can see ourselves, yeah. Anyways, this episode kind of blew. There was, like, one little thing that I liked, and it's all the sailors dress up in these nice, like, formal outfits and go to see a violin recital because
Michiru was good at violin and gave tickets to Usagi.
Yeah, it's like for inspiration.
Oh, she's also a very good painter. She did some
she's
cool cosmic paint. That's why we thought that, because it's like, oh, she can also paint like crazy.
Yeah, and she can cook. I think they just mentioned that she can cook.
Yeah,
I don't think you see it.
One thing, there's a few tiny things.
But we see like a full team sequence. They're all working together. You get the full Justice League spread of the team fighting our villain, which is called Octave, which is a giant anthropomorphized violin. Which
I hated.
I thought it looked cool, but
I didn't like the design. Yeah, she was like, oh. Which we also talked about last episode, which has definitely been confirmed. Whether or not it's the enemy that says lovely after being blasted, it clearly is because it's the octave
It is
voice
the enemy.
going,
I was wrong.
Lovely.
We're doing sort of like an
Vibrato.
comically silly opera voice or whatever.
There's something else. Oh yeah, speaking of when all the girls showed up in their outfits, I liked that. Other than Mars was wearing a red dress. I liked that the other characters weren't bound by their colors.
Yeah,
I noticed that Sailor
that
Mercury
too.
was wearing a green something green.
Yeah,
wearing
she's
green
the
and
blue,
yellow.
and she's the blue one.
And I thought, oh, that's really neat that they're not like, oh, she has to.
They've been playing with that in this season. I've noticed.
Which Mars, I think it's fine. It's in character that she's wearing red. She's got that dark hair. Red looks good.
And like it like ties in with her like kind of greater character more. Whereas the other ones, it's just like they just got random planets and it's whatever. Like
yeah, I don't know. This episode, I don't think we need to.
There was one other thing that I wanted to mention, and it was related to the full team. Oh. Yeah, Usagi makes reference to the fact that she is, in fact, like Mamoru was like, "Oh, you look so good." And she's like, "Well, I am a future princess."
Yeah.
So there was like this nod back to that, which I thought was kind of nice, just for the sake of having an actual continuity. Otherwise, pretty big miss this episode. I liked the one scene where she was juggling the lemons, and there was a bit of world building.
The fight was lame as hell.
The fight was just nothing. And, like, the last episode was so good because it was focused more on introducing these two new characters. And this was kind of... But I like the vibe of these. It reminds me of Season 1. It reminds me of parts of Season 2 that I liked. But otherwise, it was a pretty bad episode. Thanks for watching.